For today's lesson, Damon Dash details for our audience what it truly means to speak like a boss. So pull out your pens and notepads because class is in session. Let's tune in to hear a boss speak. Let's listen.
You know, the first thing that I really want to address is something that's been going on in the headlines. And I know y'all see them because I get ratings. But for whatever reason, I've been having a problem with people understanding where I'm coming from boss terms, and me understanding them, vice versa. But I think this help a lot of people who might not understand Dame Dash. Like, everybody has their language. English is not my native language. I've always only spoke boss. Like, that's my original language. It's my native tongue. I mean, just like the Indians, they have like their own native tongue. It's kind of like what's the thing that the Indians do? The little wah 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 wah. Speaking boss, that's my native tongue. Like, don't get me wrong, I took English just like every other person back in high school. But for me, it was an elective course because I mostly only spoke boss. That's why I don't understand people. That's why people don't understand me. You get what I'm saying? I was born a boss. And how do I know? That's because when I first came out of my mother's womb, the first words that I said was boss. Like, I didn't literally say boss. I said whang. You know, whang like a baby says. But what my mom didn't know at that time is that I was giving direct orders and I needed breast milk. And I was directing the doctors. I don't know what all I was saying, but I was letting them know that I wasn't comfortable. I don't know, I was probably telling them something boss, like I needed something to cover my head. Because I was in the womb all that time. And I came out, and at the time I wouldn't feel like I was able to regulate my environment. So I've been calling shots ever since an infant. And like anything that you learn over and over, you become better at it. Getting older, I became more fluent in boss. But when you become accustomed to speaking a language so long, almost like you pioneered it. I pioneered it. So listen, back to the problem at hand. Imagine me, Dame Dash. I go all this time on this earth speaking boss. And then all of a sudden, you know, a fan or somebody comes up to me. I don't even know what they're saying. They're moving their lips real fast and they're uttering out words, but I can't make it out because they're not speaking boss. Imagine somebody blabbering a whole bunch of words out of their mouth, talking about, I don't know, like putting in resumes and moving up a corporate ladder, and then they try to ask me my opinion on what it is that they're doing. I would help you if I could understand what you're saying, but I don't even speak that language. You have to talk to me on boss terms. And then people actually think like you're an a-hole or something. It's not that. I just can't make out what you're saying. Resume is like a 3-syllable word. Boss is 1 syllable. And another thing, I might write a book entitled Boss Thoughts because I think like a boss. I might even have an audible version for those who can't comprehend boss literature. So I'm going to have that as well, just to help the listeners, for those who don't speak boss. But the truth of the matter is, when you're a boss, you don't even have to speak boss. People just know it by your actions. I tell you something, if you ever want to know who the real boss in the room is, just be quiet and don't say anything. Just sit back and observe them. Because the real boss in the room is the one who's going to be doing something that's bossy. It's just the way a boss operates. Their approach is going to be bossy. And man, I hate to go there, but I have to touch on this guy who's been talking about me in the news, this Funk Master Flex guy. You know, the DJ, I don't even call him Funk Master Flex. I call him Funky Master Flex at this point because he's really stinking up the room. He's stinking up the radio industry. He's stinking up the music industry. So I call him Funky Master Flex. This guy stinks. It's very rarely that I would ever speak on another man But I feel like I have to address this because he keeps yelling my name out on the radio. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm really starting to, like, hate DJs at this point. Like, I'm gonna be for real. If I was a DJ, I would be pissed at this DJ Funky Flex guy. Because he's really giving DJs a bad name. Isn't that the math? And the crazy part about it is, I wouldn't have even known that he was talking about me so strong on the radio because he wasn't speaking boss. I couldn't understand him. Thanks to my wife, Rocky, she was able to help me interpret what he was saying. All I know is that there was some DJ Funky guy leaning over some turntables, yelling into a microphone. You see what happens when you give an employee a mic? They end up running around doing something stupid, trying to call shots like a boss. And you see the guy's a nerd, so I'm not even going to trip off of it. He's going to always be an employee, working for a radio station. Listen, at this point, I need Funky Master Flex to find another job. Find another job. Since you like jobs so much, I don't know, become a rapper or a singer or something. Find something else to do. Heck, become a dancer or something, I don't care. You don't even have to be good at it. I mean, look at Diddy. You don't even have to, hold up, I don't even call him Diddy, I call him Puffy. But listen, I don't care. Ask another question. I got to get off the Funky Master Flex dude. If a guy don't want to act like a boss, so be it. And that's the reason I keep my dog with me. Come here, buddy. Listen, what's wrong? Like, what's the matter with you? Why you crying? You want to cry? Go with your mother then. It's like I'm rubbing off on a dog. He's trying to be a boss. And that type of stuff really gets me frustrated. People like that. Like, he makes my blood sugar go up. Like Dame's a boss. I can deal with it. But my blood sugar, he makes it skyrocket. And really beefing with me is really stupid. Because you know my knuckle game is proper. I'm not really trying to put anything on myself. Really, it's just a Harlem thing. 90% of people's knuckle game in Harlem is proper. And most of those people are Golden Glove champions. I happen to be one of them. My knuckle game is proper. It's just the fact that, you know, growing up in Harlem, you was in such a hostile environment. It just made everybody have to fine-tune their craft. So, we'd be in the back alleys, you know, boxing, getting our knuckles proper. And I became nice. Harlem. And lastly, I want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Everybody, almost decades later, want to know why I left Rockefeller. And in general, why I left the music industry. And the truth is, it's because the block was becoming too saturated. I had already milked everything that I wanted out of the rap game by creating Rockefeller. But like any block that becomes too saturated, after you've milked it, you move on to another block. That's why we doing books, fashion, radio, TV, production. We coming for everything. And when I eat, everybody eats. But the problem was there were too many Dame Dash imposters out there, posing like bosses, but not willing to put up their own money. And I'm going to say, if you don't ever learn to want to put up your own money, don't ever front like you're a boss. Don't even talk to me, because I won't understand it, because I only think boss.